Okay. Today we have a topic about using gift money to buy your home. What are the pros and cons? So, I mean, do a lot of people use gift money to buy the home?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And obviously, we're going to talk about pros and cons. So there's some things you got to understand about it that are good for you and some things that are bad. What is it about using gift money that people need to know?
Probably the very first thing is you've got to let your lender, your loan officer know if you're going to be using gift money. And gift money is basically going to be anything that you haven't had sitting in a bank account for at least 2 months. So if your parents are giving you some money, the most important things with gift money, and Elisa, jump in here, is where it's coming from.
Yep.
And documenting where it came from.
Sourcing
and documenting
it.
the paper trail.
Right.
So, like, if your parents are going to give you the very... Here's the thing. As long as the gift funds are from an acceptable source, depending
Family
on...
member, either by blood or law.
Yeah, by blood or marriage. As long as the... it's the way that you receive the funds. That's the key. So the very best way is to have the person giving you the money wire it directly into escrow at the close of escrow. Because what happens a lot of times is your parents will give you a check or they'll give you a bunch of cash. They'll throw it in their bank account, and you just
blows up
a paper trail
escrow
monster.
Mm-hmm.
So parents should not give their children money, is what you're basically saying.
They should wire it directly into escrow.
Well, this is what you really, when you're having that first discussion with your loan officer, like me personally, I always ask, is any part of your down payment gifted? And they usually know yes or no. And okay, great. Now, before we go any further, I tell them, do not do anything with that money. Do not accept a check, because and sometimes a lot of family members, the money's in the mattress. And they're just, and I'm not being, this is actually serious, or it's in a cookie jar somewhere, or it's not in a bank. It's not what we call source. And here's the bottom line. Banks, you need to prove it. It doesn't exist unless you can prove it. And the way you prove it is through a paper trail. So the easiest way, as Scott mentioned, to do that, and I always advise to say, just we're going to tell your gifting person when to wire that money directly into escrow. That's what makes it easy. And that'll just save you so much headache.
Keep it out of the account.
No checks. Don't take any money.
Hold it over
just
here
hold it off.
in
We'll
mattress,
tell you.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
in a mattress.
Let your loan professional, your mortgage professional,
it needs to
tell
be
you what to
wires
do with the
and
money.
cashier's checks.
And,
yes.
And at that time, I believe all escrow will need, and they'll draft a document which is like a third party gift type letter instead of going.
Well, you
through
can
that
get a gift letter from
right.
the lender.
Yeah, the lender should provide the gift letter and make
right.
and the lender is also going to be responsible for documenting the paper trail.
Right, and here's the thing: you have to have certain elements on that gift letter. So I'm pretty sure every lender has one. I know I give my buyers a template. And that's something that if you are taking gift money, you're going to want to tell your family members, hey, you're going to need to fill out this, letter. Just prep them. You're going to need to fill out this letter.
Don't bring it in a briefcase.
Right. And you're going to need to wire the funds in.
Uncle Vito about maybe lending me some money so I can buy a house.
But it's a great way to be able to get yourself, if you don't have something, it's money that you can have that you're not having to pay back.
I want some of that.
It's another one of those really important pieces of the process that if you don't address it in the beginning, it can cause some real delays and challenges at the very end, because you won't know until the very end of the process.
Yes.
Like if you do it wrong, or if you're trying to buy a house and you don't completely disclose to the loan officer where the money's coming from because you didn't think it was important. Oh, my parents gave that to me last month. That's not going to matter. It does.
It does.
All right,
big time.
To put it in a bow, if you're using gift money, don't do anything until you
discuss it with the lender.
And tell your loan officer first thing you do.
Yep.
Okay. So be careful, because there are ways to do it and there are ways not to do it. So just make sure and ask the professional.
I don't know if I
Yes.
want to sit in the middle here anymore.
I know,
because
Frank,
I feel
honestly, I don't like
power,
your seat.
all this
Normally you're
power
sitting
from
on
each
the
side
end
coming
and you're
with
all
these
scared
lenders
over
and
the
their rubber gloves and all.
Yeah,
this
and I
stuff.
don't like your seat. I'm like trapped in the corner here.
We need to know everything about you. That penny in your pocket, where did that come from?
Okay, we're going to be transitioning from the topic. So if you're listening out there, if you have questions and anything that we say, any of the topics, just send us an email at keepingitrealestateonthebeach@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail at 562-888-BEACH, or hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com / keeping it real estate on the beach.
It's noisy today.
Yeah, I know. It is
Got
noisy.
some rockin'
You
realtors
guys,
out there.
can you hear it back there? It's so cool. We're listening to the music.
Metallica's
We're
warming up.
Metallica, Austin Bach and Metallica. The Rockin' Realtor segment coming up a little later in the show. We can hear the band in the background in our studio warming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So keep it tuned here to K Beach and listen in for that Rockin' Realtor segment. It's really cool.